Directly from mysterious Japan to the Western world, Taito presents our new superhero, Ninja Hayate. Meet the invincible samurai warriors and liverish monsters in head-to-head combat, or elude their vicious attacks with your own style. The Devil's Castle awaits you if you dare to enter. Good luck.
So this is Ninja Hayate, the PS1 port of a LaserDisc arcade game by Taito with animation by Toei-animation. It comes in a double disc, 2-disc pack with another similar LaserDisc style game called Time Gal. They were both arcade games originally. Actually, Ninja Hayate also came out on Sega CD in the US. Time Gal did come out on Sega CD, but only in Japan. Okay, so you have dip mode, which is just options. You can raise your player count per credit. This level, if it's like Time Gal, that's increasing difficulty, which I do not want because these are pretty hard to begin with. This one might be a little easier than Time Gal. We'll see how that holds up. You can pick stage order, arcade, which is semi-random at least. Random all, which I guess that could mean you could get one of the final scenes right at the start, maybe. LaserDisc pattern, I haven't tried that, not too tempted. And then you can, I think this is like picking from the semi-random arcade patterns individually, so that's kind of interesting. There's no scene select option like Time Gal had. The sign option is a little confusing. If you leave it on action, which is the default, all that happens, all these are default until I change them, by the way, because there is no saving of the options or anything in this game. There's no memory card use. If you leave it on the default action, then when you need to make an input, you know, when you're about to get hit by a monster in the animation and your character needs to dodge or use their weapon, all it does is it just says action on screen, and you're like, okay, but that could mean you have to hit the pad in any of the 8 directions, or you have to press the action button, which is circle. So that's a little tricky. I mean, there is usually a flash going on in the animation that can give you a hint, but I find those a little hard to use on their own. If you set it to arrow, then it shows either an arrow or a button icon with the arrow pointing in the direction you have to press. If you have it on dual, it says action and then with the arrow or button next to it. I think I just like arrow. Well, that's interesting. So that's just the beginning part that we heard, but that said Japanese. Oh, I don't know. It seems to have, like, Time Gal had a option like this, and it seemed to have all the text in the game in English, which was super cool. Extend will give you an extra life once you hit certain point numbers. 3 miss I actually don't like, because what happens, Time Gal didn't have this, but what happens here is if you die 3 times in a scene, it says something like 3 miss, go on to the next scene or something, so you skip that scene, which could be nice in the arcade or something, but I want to see all the scenes through, so I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to save scum with save states a lot. I don't actually know what this is. This and subtitle, one of them like shows these awkward, if it's like Time Gal, shows kind of awkward title screens or something in between stages, and it's just not really necessary. Continue on. Continues, I think, are limited. If it's like Time Gal again, it seems to be. Continues are limited. You can add credits up to 9 credits, but you have to remember to do that at a specific time before you actually start playing the game proper. Background music add. Time Gal had this too. I don't know what it does really. It doesn't seem to change music during the actual animations, so I'm not sure, but I turn it on just for the heck of it, I guess. And audio, it's kind of weird that these start on mono-raw instead of stereo. Maybe they were just mono, whatever, not stereo in the arcade. I don't know. Anyways, such a stereo. Don't know if that actually makes a difference, but here we go. So I've played some of the first scenes in testing out the audio level and stuff for recording, and it seems like
Hayate.
This game might be...
Directly from mysterious Japan to the west.
Maybe it's this opening that option changes.
Superhero Ninja Hayate. Meet the invincible samurai warriors and liverish monsters in head-to-head combat, or elude their vicious attacks with your own style. The Devil's Castle awaits you.
Sweet hang glider. Didn't you know ninjas invented hang gliders? Anyway, maybe they did. I don't know. It seems like the input window, like the time you have to enter an input to evade each threat or to defeat each threat, is a lot bigger than in Time Gal. Press the arm button to let Hayate use his arms. That the arm button is circle, but game to play through the castle adventure. Okay, let's go. Come on, Taito Corporation. I hit start. Okay, hit it again. So now, you can press the select button to add credits, only up to 9, but that will let you do some at least limited continuing if you wanted to. Hopefully I won't have to resort to that because I'm just going to use quick saves. So here goes. So you see that every time, and then it goes into a semi-random scene. So it's not always this hallway scene. Man, so when it shows that arrow, you don't input just then necessarily. It's sometimes like a full almost second or so before it'll accept the input. So I just sit here like mashing the button until it finally takes it. But at least I make it past that. Whereas in Time Gal, I tended just to die on every input the first time I got to it because it was so fast. The diagonal entries seem really generous. Ah, I hit a direction instead of the button. In that it seems like you can hit either of the two orthogonal directions, like with up, left, diagonal. It seems like I can probably get away with up or left. I haven't purposefully tried clean up or left to... I hit to test that, but that's what it seems like, because I've been pretty sloppy on some of the inputs. Okay, I don't want to let my guy die, so I'm going to quick load. Ooh, I thought I missed that one. Shing, good sound effects. Ah, come on. Having trouble with upright. Okay, this is a little repetitive. That's something I noted when I first played this game, like 20 friggin' years ago. Probably was that compared to Time Gal, Ninja Hayate definitely repeats a lot more short sequences. Which makes it kind of more like the first Dragon's Lair, really. Oh, come on! Maybe the diagonals are getting tougher, or I'm just getting worse. Okay. What? I'm outraged. Outraged that my clumsy input failed. Well, come on. What if I just mash up? It sort of sounded like it worked, but then it didn't. What? Wait, it didn't make the wrong entry sound that time. Okay, finally. I don't know what I was doing wrong there. These diagonals are a little... Oh man, crunch on him. I kind of wish it didn't have the diagonals, I guess. I'm using the D-pad on a DualSense, which is a good D-pad, but I guess, I don't know. A little trickier than the orthogonals. Oh man, oh wow. Hey doodle doodle. I don't know what I'm just babbling. The timing was weird. Go. Go. Oh, it was quick. that time. I'm having real trouble with these diagonals now. What? I guess I'm less inclined to mash the diagonals because it's a little more uncertain in input, and so I just hit it once, and just with the rather nebulous timing, that tends to fail. Oh, it's a robot dino! That was just straight left. So yeah, it's not, you can't just enter an orthogonal for the diagonal. You do have to hit the diagonal, but the timing, you gotta get used to mashing them, because the timing with the arrow is not super clear. Actually, well, no, see, nothing flashed there in the animation. So I was gonna say, because like Time Gal, yeah, Time Gal, it sometimes seemed like if you could see the flashing thing, whatever flashes in the animation that's supposed to tell you which way to go, aside from the guide arrows that this port adds, that the timing of those was a little better. But sometimes it doesn't look like it has them in every single case for Ninja Hayate here. Okay, it's definitely, so far it's definitely way easier than Time Gal as far as how much time you have to enter an input though, so that's good, because Time Gal, you just couldn't really play like a reaction game. At least I couldn't. I mean, I'm old. My reactions are slow, I guess. Maybe, you know, some real nimble-fingered person could do it, and nimble-brained, but I did not. It was like something to be celebrated when I got a actual input first time without dying first and then remembering what to do. Time Gal, in fact, was so strict. Oh no, I hit low instead of save. That if I knew the direction to hit for a thing in Time Gal, and I would just sit there like mashing the direction out of frustration of having died on it a bunch. Oh, see, there I was mashing and it didn't work. So mashing can backfire in this, but especially in Time Gal, it often did, because it's like the timing was so strict, I wasn't even mashing fast enough to hit the input window. Ah, see, I didn't mash the diagonal. Gotta get used to mashing diagonals. That's a big fish, man. Oh, come on. I hit that button. So the sword did flash there. Oh man, right in his eye. That's gruesome. Okay. Are we still with me? I was not quite prepared for that. Thanks. I love that font. Old Taito. Is that like an arcade font? I mean, looks like it kinda. What the? Wombats? Oh, ninjas. Enemy ninjas. Oh, with glider wings. Dang it. Oh, what? I didn't save. Dang. Tall, scraggly trees, which look very different right here. Ah! I'm mashing. Did it. Beat your wrong one. Gotta mash these controls because the timing of the indicator is so off. Like, but at least you can react. So it's more like, actually, it might be better than Dragon's Lair. Like, Dragon's Lair, I couldn't. There was so much flashing stuff, and the animation in Dragon's Lair is so. Whoa! I just hit the button there, but it worked. I didn't do the arrow right, but I just hit the button and it worked. I don't know, is there a bug? Can you just actually mash the button through everything? I'm gonna try that. No, apparently not. But yeah, the animation in these games, these toy animation games, is much more limited compared to Dragon's Lair, so there's kind of less distracting stuff all over the screen all the time. Like Dragon's Lair has a lot of flashing stuff. Like when it flashes indicators in the animation itself as to which way to go, they're huge flashes and very bright. And so, but I still somehow find them hard to use. So in the Dragon's Lair and Space Ace games, in the trilogy I got from Steam of those, I just had to focus like super hard on the tiny little, well, relatively tiny little arrow and action indicator that you could turn on in the lower center part of the screen in those games. Whereas in this, I'm able to kind of see, well, also because the indicators here are sort of, I like their placement better. I suppose you could argue that they cover up some of the artwork more. Ah, shoot, I haven't been saving either. Ah, what? But I find them much, it's easier to see them and to see the animation at once. But I think it's also partly because the pace and the amount of activity is a little less rapid than in the animation in the Don Bluth animated games. But it works pretty good for this here. Time Gal was just way too strict in terms of the timing. It was just, you just had to memorize it and do trial and error. Also, Time Gal actually, like a lot of the scenes would end with a multiple choice question where you had 3 possible answers of where to go instead of an action directions thing of where to go. It gave you 3 text options and you picked one, and then one of those would let you live and advance to the next scene. One of the other 2 would get you killed, and it wasn't always very logical from the text. You couldn't always just logic out which one would save you. So that was just a way to milk some more quarters out of people who were weirdly good at beating the super strict timing, I think. So, I'm glad this one doesn't have those. This is just kind of pure action, and more specifically, it's also reaction. So you can actually play most of these on reaction, like the see, that was a wrong reaction. Like the Dragon's Lair and Space Ace games, which I liked, and I found I really kind of just enjoyed playing through those, even though it was kind of searing on my eyeballs with all the flashing stuff in those, whereas in this, I'm babbling way too much, but in this, they're a lot easier to watch. This one's, Ninja Hayate is a lot easier to watch and play at the same time, which is kind of cool. So far, this is probably the most playable of these 5 now LaserDisc games I've just been playing. Oh man, grim times. No. Yo. He makes funny noises just like Dirk the Daring. Oh, choppy. Oh. What would Dirk do? He would probably have done that, more or less. Oh, shoot, but Dirk didn't have to face this. See, I hit the button again instead of an arrow, but it worked. Ah, it's weird. Oh man, it flashed that way early and I wasn't sure what it was trying to show me. The in-animation thing. Uh-oh. Wow. That was a heck of a move. But yeah, I can actually watch the action here, which is cool. Oh, flash bomb. That old ninja shebang. I did gain a life at some point, it looks like. Hey, look. Oh, I straight up hit right there. I didn't hit the diagonal. I haven't been saving either. Shoot. Oh, diagonals. Gotta mash them. Mash that. Did it. Oh no, I wasn't prepared to mash again so soon in the same direction. Giant gears. It's like Castlevania. Well, all of them, probably, but like 3, I guess I was thinking of. Or most of them. Most of the early ones, anyway. Ooh. I'm just in like a factory. What the heck? Be mass producing evil robots here? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, man. Dope. Oh. Making giant cupcakes. Ninja Hayate with his short little skirt. I could go 2 ways and I didn't hit either of them. I was just like, whoa. God, I'm not paying attention now. Okay, come on. Oh, come on. I was gonna save that time, I swear. Okay, saved. I hit right that time. I'd been trying left before and it didn't seem to be working out for me. And when it repeats a direction, that's tricky. Okay, lava. We must be getting towards the end game. Oh, what's with these guys? These goofy sound effects. Jeez. What? There's always a princess, huh? Although in Time Gal, I guess there wasn't. She's just blasted stuff. Princess was blasting. Oh, God, what am I thinking? I hit up. Forgot. Like, the pace here is so sedate, it's kind of anti-memorization. Oh, come on. I was hitting up. I was mashing up. Okay, save. Mash up. There, did it. I even did that. Man, this guy's got arms for days. Oh! His face looks like a Transformer. Did Toei Animation do Transformers? Oh, right. Oh, man. Don't fall in the lava, big robot guy. But he did. His bonuses are getting huge. He walks upstairs funny. Kind of bow-legged ninja. I guess if a ninja rode a horse a lot, could get bow-legged. That's a big old, probably robot samurai thing. Come on, princess, pull it together. Whoa! Ow! Oh, nice trick. Dog. Ah, I'm screwing everything up. Oh, I'm just so nervous. Okay. Oh, good crap. Oh, wow. I remembered to mash that just in time. So mashing is kind of mandatory in this because the timing is a little loose. But loose is better than too tight. Time Gal was way too tight. Oh wow, where did that come from? Maybe I don't want to know. Wow. Uh-oh. What's happening? What the heck happened? What? How did I squirt out the top of his mouth? Or I don't know what happened. More robots. Man, robot dragons in a lightning storm, or are they real dragons? Roll music. Maybe this is the background music ad. Princess has fancy hair. Yeah, boogie down. That was a sort of minimalistic ending. Okay. So that went a lot faster and a lot easier than Time Gal. Maybe a little too easy, but I don't know why I'm bothering here since it's not going to save anything. But I can get the glorious... there isn't even a shot of the high score table. Ninja created. Picture staff. So that was probably way more fun than Time Gal. Like, I did have a certain amount of fun just fighting through Time Gal's ridiculously tight timings and just dying over and over again. But, it was kind of also fun here to be able to watch the scenes and not die every single time. I died a lot. Let's not sugarcoat that, but not every time. With your own style? Good luck. So that was Ninja Hayate again. This is a 2-disc compilation. It was sold as on PS1 with Time Gal, so it was just called, the compilation is just called Time Gal and Ninja Hayate. Ninja Hayate is the second disc, so you can, they're completely separate discs. Time Gal is one disc and Ninja Hayate is another disc. Actually, DuckStation just recently changed how that works in the emulator too. Probably like a year ago or something when I first... No, it was way less than a year ago. Maybe like 6 months-ish, 4 months-ish ago when I ripped these. At first they were showing up in DuckStation as separate games, basically in the game selection window. And I think like only one of them had a correct thumbnail or something, so that was a little messy. And they updated it like within the past month, I think, to list them both under a single thumbnail in the DuckStation game selector, and then you click that and it pops up a little sub window that shows the discs by name and number, and or maybe just by name, I don't remember, and has you pick one from there. So that's probably a little tidier, you know. Alright, well, before, because the thumbnail only showed up on one and then the other had like a blank thumbnail or something, so I made like custom thumbnails for the separate Time Gal and Ninja Hayate entries, which was kind of fun to do, but I guess it's nicer to have them properly under a single game icon in DuckStation like it is now. Nobody cares about that. Thanks for watching. Ninja Hayate is pretty fun. I believe it was an arcade game originally. Plays a heck of a lot like Dragon's Lair, but probably even easier, really. Like the input time is pretty generous, and I am sure a few times I like hit the button instead of right when it showed a right arrow, and that still let me continue. Like I didn't die somehow, so that was quite generous. The animation isn't as fluid and active as in Don Bluth's LaserDisc games, but it's still pretty good. It's good enough, you would say. I had a good time, a good fun ninja-y adventure. It's a much shorter playthrough than either Dragon's Lair or Time Gal, but that's probably just because it's seems like it's a little easier. Also, well, Dragon's Lair just shamelessly reuses sequences over and over, and I guess the time Ninja Hayate wasn't too bad with that. There was that sequence early on fighting that Robo Samurai in the rafters of whatever building that was in the first area or whatever, where he was like shooting his dual giant shuriken blades and cutting rafters down left and right like over and over. That was a little repetitive, but after that it wasn't super repetitive in terms of reusing the animation, so that was good. Yeah, I had fun with this. I would be much more likely to replay this than Time Gal, probably. I mean, like, a masochistic side of me does sort of enjoy just fighting through Time Gal's ridiculously strict inputs, but much more pleasant here with the generous inputs. But, you know, I guess they each have a certain type of charm. Yeah, so cool. Thanks, Ninja Hayate. Thank you for watching. See you later.
Monsters in head-to-head combat, or elude their vicious attacks with your own style. The Devil's Castle awaits you. Dare to enter. Good luck.